Jalen, do you sometimes sit back and kind of think about how far you've come maybe over the last year and compare yourself to where you were last year just getting on campus and not eligible yet to kind of now where you know your situation going into camp?
I mean, obviously, I feel a lot better about this year. I won't have to sit out, and I could just go straight from camp into a game. But I mean, even when I got eligible last year, I just wasn't. I just didn't feel. I didn't feel comfortable, or like I didn't feel too good about my progress that I made last year. You feel me? But I'm just happy. Like I've been correcting those things through practice, through spring, through summer. With workouts and stuff like that, and working with the QBs and just being on the same page.
Hey, Jalen, you mentioned didn't really feel comfortable last year. Just what was that like? I mean, what did you see from yourself after the games? And, was it just the transition coming in? That's what kind of did it?
Yeah, I mean, like after the games, you feel like sometimes I would feel numb. I feel like I was just out there just to be out there. You feel me? Like I didn't I didn't really feel like I was truly playing in a game. Yeah, like I already mentioned before, like I wasn't in the best headspace, but I mean, that's still no excuse for not having the production out that I was meant to have. They're gonna swing a sloppy steak over here, boy.
When you look at this wide receiver room, obviously, I mean, you don't have a veteran guy like Shi Smith, Debo Samuel, those kinds of guys. Do you try to be that guy, maybe take on that kind of role, or how do you view this opportunity with kind of a brand new wide receiver room, brand new coaching staff?
See, I mean, the thing is, I think that people fail to realize sometimes, like, I mean, DK, Josh Van, Xavier Legette, and myself, like, we are the vets, you feel me? We all been in college for 3 or more years. I mean, obviously, I wasn't playing Division I football 4 years, but, DK and Josh been playing here since they were freshmen. So, and then, like, we get together, like, we figure out what we can do better together as a group and how we can bring the other receivers along. And I feel like this is a great opportunity. Like me and DK have been like doing a real good job of just leading the receivers. Bringing and I feel like I'm back in my element where I could go to a freshman, I could bring them up with me, show them the roots, and help them dive into playbooks and stuff like that.
How is this offense different for you and the wide receivers than last year's?
I mean, it's still like a pro style offense, so it's not much. It's not terribly different, but like some of the words they still flow together. But I mean, it's still just some concepts. They're pretty much the same concepts, but we might not have as many like like downfield like trick plays and stuff like that. But it's still a simulated NFL offense.
The routes you're being asked to run are basically the same combination of routes?
Yes, sir. Just sometimes like what's it called? Last year, last year, I was X and Josh was Z. Now I'm Z and Josh is X. So now we're running what he was running last year and he's running what I was running last year. You feel me?
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Jalen, you mentioned finding that comfort and kind of sort of that ease with everything. I mean, was there a point either maybe in the spring or this summer or this off season that you really did feel like it started to click, or was there a moment for you that you were like, all right, I got it back now a little bit?
Yeah, that was like obviously like for that for me it was obviously spring. Like I was with the set coaches and now I can build from literally the bottom to the top, and that makes you feel that builds a lot of confidence in you and like the players around you and the coaches. So, yeah, just love just being around that for the summer. I mean, for the spring, just gave me that click. You feel me?
Kind of sticking with you. You mentioned being in your element. What does that necessarily look like when you were in your element and maybe clicking on all cylinders? What does that look like for Jalen?
Just making plays, being very consistent, just doing all the right things and just feeling more confident about yourself. Like, all right, cool. I know, like I said, like a big thing last year, like not knowing if I was going to be able to play this game or the next game. You feel me? You start like doubting, like, all right, I don't know, like, what in the world is finna happen. But now I know it's like guaranteed. So if it makes me, it's just a more of a confidence thing.
Coach Beamer talked in the spring about wanting the offensive, especially the passing game, to be more explosive, more downfield. How often are you taking deep shots, maybe in practice, and how much pressure do you guys put on yourself to develop a downfield passing attack like that?
We take a good amount. It depends on the practice though, and it's only day 4, so we're still installing like quick game and stuff like that. So we haven't gotten into all the tricky stuff, but I know for a fact like during spring we did take a lot of shots. You gotta, like, that's one thing that we've been stressing that we gotta get better at. Is just taking those shots. But in the spring we take probably, I want to say probably like 4 to 5 of practice. So it was a good amount.
Jalen, the coaching staff, late summer and so far during camp has really applauded you guys for the player ran practices over the summer. Could you give us a little insight on kind of what the approach was for you guys? What was the focus and how do you feel after coming out of those player ran practices over the summer?
I actually felt really good about the PRPs. That's what we call them, player ran practices. Because it'll get times like, all right, we're fast tempo, like, but we're holding each other accountable to that. So it's like fast tempo, get in and out the huddle. And this one I really knew that we was tapped in as like a program. So we could fly through. So we flew through team 7-on-7, and then we was just like, man, all right, we ain't got no more plays to run. All right. Let's go some more. And that's when I really knew that we was tapped in. So that's really when I felt like, all right, this is how we do it.
When you're dealing with that uncertainty of not knowing whether you're going to be eligible and kind of the back and forth with it and all that, I guess just how did you kind of go about dealing with it? What was that process kind of like? And if so, I mean, just what was kind of those few weeks and months like, trying to sort of being on the edge of your seat waiting for that decision?
Oh, man, like when I say that was probably one of the toughest times ever. But, you're in Division I football, so it doesn't stop. Like, just because you can't play don't mean we're going to stop, you feel me? So I was always taught to come in with a good attitude. I always had a smile on my face. Like, that's just the type of person I am, to have that smile on my face. And then, I had some mentors helping me out, like Connor Shaw and then Weezy. He was helping me out with the whole thing, like trying to get eligible. Jeff Whitehead and Chance Miller, they was always. And then even Muschamp, he'll come in, check on me, make sure he's like, hey, like, we're gonna get you good. And like I said, it was tough, but I mean, you had to get through it. And everything happens for a reason, man.
Jalen, I believe you visited Luke in Myrtle Beach, or you guys met in Myrtle Beach. Just what were you doing down there, and then what did you guys do once you hooked up on the practice field?
Yeah, I was actually just down there, just chilling. I needed like a little break, just daggone, have a little vacation, and then I was like, Luke, like, yo, I'm in Myrtle Beach. He was like, oh, that's dope. Like, hey, like, come up. Like, I had the high school open. I was like, all right, bet. And then he hit me up. He was like, it was only like, I want to say 10 minutes away. So I was like, oh, yeah, I'm for sure finna come. So, came, worked out. I think we had threw like a day or two before, so we didn't throw that day, but we was just in the gym. He had his little brother in there working him out. He had him going through a Coach Day workout. Yeah, and shout out to those boys, man. Especially Bird. Bird been doing a good job with us, and then Coach Day, like, that whole staff has been helping us out a lot, just getting better as a football team, and being mentally tough.
So building that team chemistry you were talking about, just how important is that to having it translate onto the field, and what have y'all been doing, outside of just other things to really build it up?
So the schools I came from, we always had good chemistry, and it's not like we could out physical anybody, or like we was bigger or stronger than the teams. It's just that we had that team chemistry, and so I feel like that's like one of the key components into winning games is having that chemistry. Like you don't gotta have like the biggest guys and stuff like that, but as long as y'all are clicking, y'all moving the ball, y'all getting stops on defense, like it's hard to beat a team like that.
Jalen, you mentioned going to Myrtle Beach. Do you and Luke play mini golf down there? Did you get any like mini golf action going on?
Oh, nah, I ain't playing no mini golf. I didn't know playing mini golf.
I'm just saying because they have one like on every street corner.
Nah, that is true though.
That is,
Because
yeah.
oh my gosh, I daggone go down the street. I'm like, all right, mini golf right here. All right, I see like a swimwear store right here, and then another mini golf store. I'm like, oh my gosh, like wow, this is crazy. I did actually want to play it, but I didn't stay down there for that long.
Sometime in the offseason.
Yeah, sometime for sure.
Who are some of the guys? I know it's only day 4 of practice, but who are some of the younger guys that have really stood out to you? Maybe it doesn't have to be wide receiver, but just some of the younger guys that have caught your eye.
That boy Juju has really been sticking out. Juju, one of the running backs, one of the freshmen that just came in, he's really been on a roll lately. I wouldn't consider Marcellus a younger guy, but Marcellus been having a pretty good impact on the defense at corner. Who else? Hold on. Dang, I hate that, and then I just cause I don't really be looking too much at the defense, but it's still a whole bunch of guys over there. Debo Williams, he been doing a good job. And then from the receiver room, Omega, he's been doing a good job. And then Rico, I feel like Rico's coming along. He's learning a lot. And then just like the other guys, Josh and DK, they're doing their thing, and Trey Atkins. Ben Rollins been doing a good. And Payne Mangrum. Payne Mangrum has been on a roll at receiver. That boy been jumping from X to Z. No matter, like, it could switch any day, and he's all right. I got you.